Hey everybody, it's Dreamer. I hope you're doing well today. I'm creating my second video for the day. I just wanted to touch upon two topics, potentially a third, just before Phase 2 starts. There was a comment in my earlier video around what teams can individuals run that don't have Saida. So for my non-Saida havers as viewers and commenters, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of the comps or formations that I would suggest. Now, a majority of these will have Baelren. And if you don't have either Baelren or Saida, I've included some that are Faramore. I've included some that are Bryaran. So I think there's 12 in total. And yeah, I'm going to get up one or two and just talk to them specifically. One of the other topics that I want to cover is, and it's a very big question at the moment in terms of the AFK stage pushing community, it's do you need Supreme plus Mehira at the start of Phase 2? So we'll touch on that as well. And then lastly, I might just touch upon Phantimals, because obviously we're going to get level 90 Phantimals. We currently got level 60. So what does that mean? Who should we prioritize? And what does that look like? So let's delve in. So the first team that we are going to kind of delve into a little bit deeper is just to illustrate the importance of some of the roles and characteristics of some of these kind of heroes. So the first thing to point out is, I think Pack Bond spell, which is an artifact, it's the green flag. I think that's going to be a very influential and main pushing artifact from what I can tell. I think that's going to be an artifact that we want to focus on leveling up. I believe, and I might be wrong on this, but I believe we will be able to level artifacts up to 23 on reset. I think it's 23. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think it's 23. So I encourage you to quickly push in the tower. You'll have all 4 floors open. Get some of the artifact essence or dust to upgrade and then go crazy. But Pack Bond is one that you would want to look at, potentially Starbless as well. I think those two are pretty important. Anyway, this team is a Baelren, Theodore, Iron, Mehira, and Valara team. Now, Valara, I think, is the backbone of any team. I really, really love Valara as a hero. She is fundamentally amazing. Now, do I think this team is phenomenal without Saida? No, I think Saida makes every AFK stage team better, but I appreciate there are players out there that don't have the resources or potentially spent those resources on Baelren. And Baelren in Phase 2 and likely into Phase 3 will get better. So there's no issue there. He will get better. Now, the first question that you want to ask yourself about this team is, what ascension is Mehira? Because you'll be going, well, I can't afford this team, Dreamer, because I haven't got S plus Mehira. So I mentioned at the start of the video, one of the topics was, do you in fact need her at S plus? I would do a drum roll, please, like the answer I can happily reveal is no. From what I've seen on both VN and also in recent testing on proxies, you don't need S plus Mehira. It's a nice to have, and I think it will become needed at really deep deficit because of the 15% damage. But I don't think it's needed immediately. And I think nearly every single record that I've seen of Mehira has been 1 copy on VN. Unless it's deep, deep, deep deficit, then you see an occasional S plus. So that's really beneficial for any player who is resource limited, because you can invest 30k guild coins. We've got Clash Fronts and Guild Supremacy running at the moment. You'll have, hopefully, 30k guild coins to spend on 1 copy of Mehira. And then when time comes, you can either synergy her or you could synergy a Saida. And yeah, completely fine. So, like I said, the team that I'm showing you has fantastic lockdown. The Theodore onto Mehira mitigates Mehira's inefficiency. As we've touched upon in the past, Mehira's fundamental problem is when she's paired with Iron, A, she ultimates as she does her second Alluring Mirage, or B, she ultimates as Iron ultimates. So by giving her Theodor's initial energy, you mitigate that or you offset that. So that's really important. Now, flipping the script and putting up a Phantimals comp, what you could look to do is run something not too dissimilar to this effectively. So in this instance, you could run this, once again, you could run this in Phantimals, you could run this in AFK Stages. In the example that I'm showing you, it hasn't got the Phantimal present because I plucked this from a VN AFK stage that I was effectively doing on a friend's account. So yeah, this is something that has been run to some success. Once again, it's utilizing Theodor's initial energy on Mehira because she loves that. You've got Iron for your other piece of the CC. You have Phantimals, who also has some crowd control in his own kit. You've got Twins, and once again, it's Pack Bond. This comp also comes in a different flavor, which is it can run Star Shard from Twins ults. Star Shard is very, very good. But Star Shard will start to get less value the deeper we go into the artifacts because it has inherently less stats and it's not going to scale as well as a level 25, you know, Grove Trap or a Pack Bond or something like that. And then lastly, I thought I would just highlight a team that I've seen work on VN on some Igor stages. So Saida is a fantastic counter to Igor because she effectively makes it so Igor can't jump and can't ult. This team does a good job of doing it as well. It uses the crowd control artifact. It has Bryron in it. It has Baelren as well, so you would need to have both of them to some decent level. But yeah, I just wanted to give you some options. Like I said, there will be some other teams that will appear on the screen. I think, like I said, there's about 12 of them. Just consider your options. I appreciate it feels bad not having Saida, but this is me just saying, you know, give it your best shot. Keep going, keep pushing. Don't feel downbeat that people are ahead of you. Saida is a massive, massive advantage. That's why I built her a long time ago. And yeah, it is what it is. But the nice thing and the small victories that you need to take as a player who is limited resourced is that effectively Mehira is buildable and usable at 1 copy, which is fundamentally far better than what many expected to happen. Okay, guys, I'm recording this again. I've learned something new, and I'll point out what I learned when I get to it. But I want to quickly talk upon Phantimals, and which I think will be a priority for next phase, for AFK stages specifically. The 3 that will be our main priorities are Snowstomper, and he will be number 1. Number 2 will be a player choice, but it's very likely that we will be spending swap tickets throughout early phase 1. I think, having seen Puzzle's video today on phase 2 and stuff like that, his viewer account had enough resources to have 3 already at level 90. So knowing that in a week's time you will have 3 of your Phantimals that you want at level 90, that kind of gives you an idea as to when you're going to need to save or spend your swap tickets, so your talent resetters. So to highlight, every 3 days you get a free reset, and you do that by going into the Phantimal and pressing level reset, and it resets all of them, not just that one. If you utilize your free one, you then have to consume basically what we call I call it a ticket, but it's called a Phantimal Reshaper. I have 8 of these. I don't know how many you have. The information that I found out was, I was talking about how limited these may be. The information that I found out was you get 5. You literally have 5, where is it? From being approved. So tomorrow, when we do our quest with these guys, we'll get 5 tickets. So why is that relevant? Why is that meaningful enough for me to have to redo this? So basically, my thought pattern was you would want to push as many tower stages as possible at level 60. You would then want to flip all of these into level 90 Snowstomper and then just push Wilder. and conserve your swap tickets in case you need them for AFK stages. The fact that you're going to get 5 free tickets, and I think you're going to get 5 again in a couple of days' time, I think you could just go crazy. I think the play is you do as many tower stages or floors at level 60 as possible. You flip them all into the Lightbearer guy. You do him to 90, and you push as many floors as possible. You go into Mauler, you push as many floors as possible. You go into Graveborn, you push as many floors as possible. And then you go into Wilder, and you push as many floors as possible. And you're at your endpoint, because this is the one that you want to have at 90 ultimately. So what does that cost? So your free reset would take you to level 90 on Lightbearer. You would then use 1 token to get to Wilder, or to Mauler, sorry. You'd then use your 2nd token to get to Graveborn, and then your 3rd and final token to get to Wilder. So utilizing my account as an example, I have 8 tickets. Tomorrow that will be 13 at a minimum. I will utilize 3 tickets to do this. 1000%. Now I know. Like, there's no way I don't. So that's how I'm approaching it. You might do something different to me. That's cool. In terms of which Phantimals to prioritize for AFK stages, your Wilder is going to be your priority. It will then be down to Lightbearer versus Celestial Hypogean. And that, until we have enough resource to have both of them, so in a week's time at 90, you'll probably end up utilizing swap tickets to go between the 3 of these, depending on the AFK stages that we encounter. So if you are limited on the tickets, let's say you have less than I do, you may want to avoid my way of thinking for the tower. You may want to just be a bit safer. So yeah, that's everything. I'm really looking forward to phase 2. I'm not gonna lie. I've not had a lot to do in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. I am still planning on streaming. As many of you guys know, I'm UK based. So it comes out at midnight for me. I'll be honest, I don't plan on streaming at midnight. I value my sleeping pattern. So it will be likely that I wake up at, say, 7-ish, have some breakfast, and then I will start to stream. If you catch it, I think I'm going to do it on YouTube. If you catch it, please feel free to come by, hang out with me. It'll be great to see you. But yeah, if not, I will see you in the next video. I'll be uploading like I normally do. I'll be uploading some POVs and some replays for the stages that we are struggling on or that I think are particularly tough. I've created a dedicated playlist for those, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I think phase 2 comes out in, just looking at the clock, 5.5 hours, something like that, 5.5 hours. So yeah, have an amazing time, have an amazing rest of your day, and thank you as always.